Today, I have a message to Biden. Please close Guantanamo. That place will stand in American history, American values, American policy.
Yemeni national Mansoor Adayfi says he went to Afghanistan when he was 18 to research Islamic paramilitary groups for one of the Islamic institutes in Yemen. He never returned.
When I arrived in Afghanistan, after a couple months, 9/11 happened.
I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Then I was kidnapped by one of the warlords, sold from one to another, then sold to the Americans to be Al-Qaeda.
He says the Americans were looking for a middle-aged Egyptian Al-Qaeda leader and 9/11 insider. Adayfi said that after repeated torture and interrogation, he falsely admitted to being that man. He turned 19 while imprisoned in a black site and was one of the first prisoners shipped to the Guantanamo Bay detention facility, opened by then-President George W. Bush in 2002 to hold and interrogate suspected enemy combatants.
It has been necessary to move these individuals to an environment where they can be held secretly, questioned by experts, and when appropriate, prosecuted for terrorist acts.
We arrived in shackled, hooded, in orange jumpsuit, and they marketed us to the world as the worst of the worst terrorists. So basically, when you arrive, they cut your clothes, throw you on the floor, hosing you and pushing you with brooms.
And in addition to the humiliation, Adayfi said the torture did not stop.
When the interrogator used to torture me, strip me naked and beating, I told him, "You are a terrorist." I said, "You are the terrorist one. You are who they act like a terrorist now."
The U.S. later dropped its accusation that he was the Egyptian Al-Qaeda leader. But that accusation cost him 14 years. His entire 20s lost inside Guantanamo's barbed wire fences. Today, 39 detainees remain at Guantanamo, only a dozen of whom have been charged or convicted of war crimes. But those dozen men are considered very dangerous, so much so that neither President Obama nor Biden have been able to shut down the prison altogether, despite promises to do so.
The administration remains dedicated to closing the detention facility at Guantanamo Bay. There's nothing's changed about that.
But advocates told a New America panel they want to see action matching those promises. They say the administration must try those like 9/11 mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and stop holding the others indefinitely.
For the victims of 9/11, it's been 20 years. Do you think that it's fair to them that they go through 30 years, that they go through 40 years, that eventually these guys die of old age in Guantanamo and there was never anything resembling justice?
The war is over. There's no longer the legal justification to hold them in the first place.
Yemen does not have a functioning government, so Adayfi was not sent home. He now lives in Serbia under tight security restrictions, a place he did not want to go, and where he says he still feels trapped.
When you have no legal status, you cannot work, you cannot communicate with your family, the stigma of Guantanamo, people afraid, no one to talk to you, and you cannot get married, you cannot. So basically, it's like Guantanamo 2.0.
Writing, he says, has helped him cope with the trauma, and he hopes his new book, started while shackled to the classroom floor at Guantanamo, will help people understand why he feels the prison must close its doors. Carla Babb, VOA News, The Pentagon.